Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen we're making some soft and buttery brioche buns. So let's get started. First off, in the bowl of our stand mixer, we're gonna add 2.5 cups or 300 grams of bread flour. We're also using some all-purpose flour. We want these to be very soft, but we need some structure from the extra protein in the bread flour too. 300 exactly. I also want 3/4 of a cup or 90 grams of all-purpose flour. Sprinkle this in slowly, and if you're using a measuring cup, make sure you fluff the flour up and sprinkle it into your measuring cup before leveling it off. Never scoop, that adds too much flour. 87, 88, 89, 90. 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar will help us have a softer dough. It's not gonna make it noticeably sweet, it just gives you that lovely, really soft texture that we want in brioche. This recipe is using instant yeast. You want 1 packet or 2¼ teaspoons. 1/4, 1¼ 2¼ And for some contrast, 1½ teaspoons of salt. 1/2 and 1. Grab a whisk, and we're gonna mix it up. You know, my boys love brioche. I think everybody loves brioche. It's like bread and cake had a baby. You can actually buy a nice brioche at the grocery store. However, I've bought some, had it in my pantry for months and months and months, forgetting about it. You take it out, there's no mold on it. It's as soft as the day you bought it. And then you look at the ingredients and there is like a lot of science magic and preservatives keeping it that way. So it tastes good, but when you make it at home, it's just as good, if not better, and you know everything that's going in. There's no preservative. It's just nice ingredients. To my flour mixture, I'm adding 3/4 of a cup of warm milk. It's 110 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. 2 large eggs, and I'm cracking them into a separate bowl because I do not want any shells. Just give it a check. Good. Pop your dough hook on, and we're gonna mix this on low for about 2 minutes until it comes together. Feel free to grab a spatula and just give it a little head start. Just bring it together. Your dough hook is meant to do all the brute work, but the beginning easy stuff is best done by you. Okay, see, look at that, that's much nicer. Just mix it so it's a shaggy mixture. Otherwise you'd be waiting there for quite a while. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm gonna give that a couple more seconds just to finish mixing up. Now you should have 4 tablespoons of soft butter. So soft, but not melted. And we're gonna add this in 1/2 tablespoon at a time while mixing on low. And you can tap it in or be responsible, turn it off, slide it in, and continue mixing. Either way. Okay. Just, pause it. You can knock it off of the dough hook if you want, and continue. By the way, if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button. There's 2 new recipes and 2 new shorts every week. Continue adding. If you time it right, you can also just kind of tap it in like that. You know, the famous quote that Marie Antoinette didn't say, "Let them eat cake," was actually, in French, "Let them eat brioche," which is offensive because if the people don't have bread, they wouldn't have this extremely rich bread made with butter, milk, and eggs, as opposed to just flour and water and yeast. And I only mention that because this is rich and delicious. Last bit of butter goes in. We're gonna mix this on low for another 10 minutes. It needs time to really incorporate all of that butter and develop some structure as well. If you inspected your dough, it would stick to your fingers, it wouldn't be fully mixed, and there's no structure. You could just pull the dough apart and it would break. We want the dough to have lots of structure and to stretch nicely. I'll show you what that looks like after 10 minutes of mixing. After 10 minutes of mixing, it's time to take a look. So with your clean finger, you wanna see, is this sticking or is it not? And I have a little bit of sticking and a lot of bit of not. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of additional flour here. I think that'll just fix all my problems. Sprinkle in a tablespoon of flour if needed. If needed, as I did, mix for an additional 1 to 2 minutes after adding your additional flour. I want the dough to be tacky but not sticky and nice and elastic. While that mixes, grab a large bowl and lightly oil it. We're gonna transfer it to rise in a minute. Let's check. Sticky but not sticking, and if I stretch it out, you know, it's nice and elastic now. This isn't pizza dough. It doesn't have the crazy stretch because of all of that butter and milk that we added, but it's still elastic. You can tell it has some structure. Transfer that dough right in, get it all out. One of the most important notes that I could tell anybody is that if you're on a septic system, no food at all should go in your septic. So scrape everything down. Your bank account will thank me later. I rolled this over in the oil just so it's nice and lubricated all over. I don't want it to dry out while it rises. I'm gonna cover this and pop it into a nice cozy place to double in size. 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how nice and cozy it is. After nearly an hour, this is now a monster, giant piece of dough. Lightly flour your countertop. Bloop, 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 bloop. And we're gonna dump the dough out. Press the dough into a circle, like a delicious, rich pizza. Brioche pizza dough. You could fill this with like some Nutella and have it baked with some chopped nuts, and that'll toast in the oven. And then you can top it with lots of fruit and slice it up like pizza. Never mind about these buns. Okay, stop that, okay. It's in a circle. Now we're gonna divide this into 8 equal pieces. I shouldn't have made my circle so big. I really got caught up in the whole brioche pizza situation. Once you have your quarters, you'll have 8s. 1/2 times 1/4 is 1/8. Now we're gonna bring the points together to create a little dumpling shape. Then you'll use your hand to round it out. However, if you're a proficient baker and you've made dinner rolls or things like this and you think, oh, I know what to do. No, you don't want to do that because these really soft buns want less structure than a traditional dinner roll or like a sourdough bread loaf where you're bringing it in and really tightening it up. So we're just going to round it out a little bit and that's it. Now it's a really loose bun shape. We can transfer this onto a lined baking sheet and then press with your hand to flatten it. It'll be about 3 inches wide. Once this rises up, it'll have the perfect bun shape. Just repeat that process for the remaining dough. So pinch your corners together to make that beautiful dumpling. Flip it upside down, round it out just a little bit, transfer to your lined baking sheet, and press into a flat 3-inch circle. Unlike the grocery store brioche, which lasts 7,000 years, these will last in an airtight container for up to 3 days, or you can freeze them for up to 3 months. Honestly, once you make these, they'll be gone right away. Everyone's gonna want seconds. Bring those corners together, flip, and roll. Technically, everything can fit onto one lined, rimmed baking sheet, but I gave them a bit too much room to rise, so we're gonna use 2. That's fine. If there are some bread recipes that you'd like to see, let me know. I always have a pipeline of recipes to share, but some of those come from viewer suggestions. So I love your comments. Keep it coming. I was not as precise as I could have been. And some of these are a little bit larger, but that's okay. I always tell people, like, you're a home cook in your kitchen. This is not a professional bakery. Like, I have a video for showing you how to make croissant at home, and it is a project. It's not something you do like on a whim. They're really delicious and they can look so beautiful, but I don't think they'll ever be as exact as like a Parisian bakery because they're using specialized equipment that you just don't have at home. They're still delicious. They're still beautiful. I encourage you to make them, but don't beat yourself up if things aren't perfect. All right, last two get pressed. And also, if they're a little bit oblong, you can stretch them out just to make them a bit more circular. Loosely cover with a towel or plastic wrap and set aside to rise for 30 to 40 minutes. About halfway into your proof time, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit so it's nice and hot and ready for your brioche buns. My buns have been rising for 40 minutes and they look lovely. In a small bowl, I cracked an egg along with about a tablespoon of water. Just give it a mix. And we're gonna brush these with an egg wash so that they're shiny and golden. The egg wash will also allow you to add some sesame seeds if you want that classic burger look. Look at that, it looks so glossy already. Just be gentle with your dough. I'll do a few of them with sesame seeds just so you can see. Light sprinkle on top. My brioche buns are ready to go into the oven 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 15 minutes or until they're golden. Halfway through, rotate the pan. In you go. Out of the oven, golden brown and ready to enjoy. The perfect burger bun or a delicious sandwich. Soft, delicious, and just a perfect vehicle for so many different kinds of sandwiches. I hope you had a chance to make this recipe, and if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button and check out my bread playlist.